What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today we are going to be talking about TikTok because as of Friday, President Donald Trump said that he was going to be banning TikTok by executive action. And so today we will be talking about what this means, whether or not Trump can really ban TikTok, and if he can, what that means for us as users and TikTok as a company. So let's get started. Now, for those of you who don't know, TikTok is a short form video sharing platform that allows for users to share videos from 15 seconds long up until 60 seconds long. Now, TikTok over the last few years has absolutely exploded in popularity. It started off as Musical.ly, which was a short form video sharing platform, but more focused around music as a whole. But then the Chinese-owned company ByteDance purchased it in 2017, and the acquisition was finalized in 2018, and that is how the TikTok that we know and love today was formed. Now, TikTok is the #1 most downloaded app in both the Google Play Store as well as the App Store, and currently it has over 33 million downloads in the App Store alone. The app has over 800 million monthly active users on the platform. The average age of the TikTok user is between 18 and 24 years old, and the average user spends about 53 minutes per day on the app. So as you can see, TikTok has absolutely exploded in popularity, not only in the United States, but in the world as a whole over the last few years. Now, despite the fact that TikTok has absolutely exploded in growth over the last few years, there has been a lot of concerns over privacy with the TikTok app. And this has been going on for years now, because TikTok is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance. And ByteDance not only has ties to government officials in China, but they also aren't super transparent when it comes to the terms and conditions that you have to agree to when you use the TikTok app. Now, even though TikTok is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, they do have an American CEO. His name is Kevin Mayer, and he's a former executive at Disney. TikTok also has offices based in New York and LA. They have offices all over the world, including London, Singapore, and nearly a dozen other countries as well. But now begs the question of why is the US government, and Donald Trump specifically, so concerned about TikTok as an app and the privacy concerns that come along with that? And that really kind of stems from the fact and the concern of whether or not the Chinese government can use TikTok as a method of spying on US citizens. In fact, this has been something that has been a concern for the Trump administration for a while now. In fact, the US government has already banned the app from government-issued phones, and now it looks like they're trying to go a step further by banning it from US citizens' phones as well. But now begs the question of, can Donald Trump really ban TikTok, and how can he prevent US citizens like you and I from downloading the app? Now, there are a couple of different methods that the government could use in order to really ban the app. And the first one would be to force ByteDance to sell their US operations. This, in my opinion, would probably be the best alternative because it would allow for the app to still be operating in the US, but under American ownership. The way that the government would force ByteDance to sell their US operations would be through the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States. This committee is part of the Department of Commerce, and they've already been investigating TikTok quite a lot in the past. So this would absolutely be a viable way to kind of force ByteDance's hand in selling their operations in order to allow for TikTok operations to continue in the United States. In fact, this exact committee has done something like this in the past because the dating app Grindr is owned by a Chinese company, and the Committee of Foreign Investments in the United States forced that Chinese company to sell their US operations of Grindr to a different American company, and that is exactly what they did back in March. The other method that the US government could use to ban the app altogether would be to prove legally that this app is a danger to society and that there are legal reasons as to why it needs to be taken down. And if this could be proven, then the government could force companies like Google and Apple to take the app out of the App Store and out of the Google Play Store altogether. But this will create kind of a legal snowball because you can absolutely bet that Google, Apple, and any other tech company will put up a huge fight if the government tries to present a legal argument as to why they need to do something in their companies and in their app in Google Play stores. But the other important note about this tactic would be that even if an app isn't in the Google Play Store and in the App Store, there is really nothing that would prevent a user from downloading it. There are millions of ways to go about downloading something that is quote unquote illegal, and that would definitely be the case with TikTok. It would be something that would be incredibly difficult difficult to police, and you can try your best to limit the amount of users that can download the app, but to prevent it and to ban it 100%, it is nearly impossible. Now, the last tactic that the US could take is a move that would need to be done by the US Department of Commerce, and that would be to place TikTok on the entities list. Now, this is essentially like a no-fly list for companies, and it restricts companies from using US resources and US technology from expanding their company specifically in the US. In fact, there are a number of other Chinese companies on this list already that aren't allowed to operate in the US because they have been placed on this list. Using this method and using the entities list as a way to block traffic and to ban the use of TikTok in the US could absolutely end up becoming a reality. But we are almost guaranteed to see that this is something that will cause a lot of legal issues, and there will be a large legal fight if the government tries to block traffic to a specific website. So now that we know a few of the different methods that the US government and President Donald Trump could take in order to ban the app in the United States, now begs the question of, can they actually do it? Do they have legal authority to actually do it? And how would that look like if they decided to move forward from here? And the answer to that question is it's kind of fuzzy. You see, the US government and President Donald Trump really don't have any authority to ban a regular US citizen from using a specific app. And the process of banning an app in the United States is not as simple as just clicking a switch and saying this app is banned. There are a number of procedures and a number of different factors that come into play to restrict 100% traffic to a website or to an app. There is currently no law that authorizes the United States government from banning an app from everyday US citizens. And theoretically, the only way that you could make this a law is to go through the legislation process. So it would be to create a bill, to get Congress to pass it, to get the Senate to pass it, and then to have Donald Trump sign it into law. And the fact of the matter is that the chance of that happening by November, by the election, is, in my opinion, slim to none. It's simply not going to happen. So the other way around that, the way around signing a bill into law to ban the app, would be to instead get companies to comply with your executive order. And so because of the fact that this isn't a bill and it doesn't look like it's going to be a law anytime soon, the only way that Donald Trump and the US government could get this app banned in the United States is to force all internet service providers to block the app as a whole. And even if all of the internet service providers were to comply with that order, there is still no guarantee that it would block 100% of the traffic. And I am sure that TikTok and ByteDance would put up a legal fight in order to prevent that from happening in the first place, which would then drag on the process even further. Overall, the topic of banning TikTok is a dicey subject because it really starts to kind of get into the waters of the First Amendment and free speech. In a lot of people's opinion, the US government has no right to say what people can or cannot do in their free time on their phones as long as it involves consenting adults and it doesn't hurt anybody. And by banning TikTok as an app, you start to kind of muddy the waters of when is this government intervention becoming too much. Not only do we have the constitutional issues, but there also is the business effects as well. Because TikTok is a kind of silly social media platform that Gen Zs and millennials love to use, it's also a very successful business. And last year, the business brought in $17 billion in revenue and made $3 billion in profit. So what is the closure of the app in the United States? What does that mean for the bottom line? What does that mean for jobs in the United States? What does that mean for jobs worldwide? What does that mean for advertisers? Because at the end of the day, a social media platform in its simplest form is an advertising platform. And you can bet that there are hundreds of US companies that are using TikTok as a way to effectively market their business, their products, and their service. Ultimately, though, I don't know what will end up happening with TikTok. I think that if I was a betting person, I would bet that they will probably sell their US operations to an American company. In fact, Microsoft is already in talks of purchasing the app, and there are a number of different companies that are already in talks of creating a similar app that will comply with US guidelines. But you guys, I would love to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on TikTok being banned in the US? What are your thoughts on this executive order that Donald Trump declared on Friday? And what do you think TikTok will do moving forward? Do you think that they'll sell their US operations? Do you think there will ever be a true ban? I would love to hear your thoughts, and so make sure to leave a comment down below and I will try my best to respond to every single comment. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.